Hello, my dear friends. How are you? I hope you're good, and I'm also fine in here. I welcome you to my channel English Planet, wherein I upload videos about English grammar, English proverbs, English idioms, and English pronunciations. In today's video, I'm going to talk about direct and indirect speech. This is going to be a long video, ladies and gentlemen, but I request you to stay focused and stay tuned. But before I could start off, I would like to give a brief introduction about my own self. I'm Sunil. I'm a production engineer. Also, I've done MBA from the University of Mumbai, India. So that's about it. Without wasting much of your time, let's jump straight into the video. Now, what do you mean by direct and indirect speech? Direct speech is the speech that actually reports the exact thoughts expressed by a person in his original form. Direct speech always comes in inverted commas, and direct speech means original statement of the speaker, of the writer. That is what is meant by direct speech. Indirect speech won't come in inverted commas. There won't be any inverted commas. But when you report someone else's statement in your own words without actually changing the meaning of it is known as indirect speech. So indirect speech is also known as reported speech. Now, what are the key terminologies involved in direct and indirect speech? Now, let us consider direct speech in red. That is, she says, I am a little bit nervous. And now, she says, that is, this is a statement before the inverted commas. So, this is known as the reporting speech. And within the inverted commas, you'll find the statement, I am a little bit nervous. So, this is the reported speech. Now, before the inverted commas, you'll find the verb says. So this is the reporting verb says. Reporting verb says is the reporting verb, and within the inverted commas, you'll find the reported verb am. So am is the reported verb. So reporting speech, reporting verb, and reported verb. These are the four terminologies that you have learned. Now, rules for direct and indirect speech. Rules for converting from direct to indirect. First rule is that present indefinite tense is changed into past indefinite tense. Well, if you want to know more about tenses, just check out my video. I've already made a video on tenses and its types, so you'll know more about tenses. So first rule is present indefinite tense is changed into past indefinite tense. So example, direct speech, they said they take a walk every day. Take, so this is present indefinite. So take would become took, so it is changed into past indefinite. So indirect speech would be they said that they took a walk every day. So present indefinite tense is changed into past indefinite tense. Rule number 2, present continuous is changed into past continuous. It's easy to remember. Present becomes past and continuous remains as it is. Present continuous to past continuous. Continuous means ing form of the verb. So direct speech is that they said they are taking a walk every day. Are taking, so are is present, taking is continuous, so present continuous. So this would be changed into past continuous. Are would become were and taking would remain as it is, taking past continuous. So direct speech, they said, inverted commas, they are taking a walk every day, inverted comma close. Indirect speech would become they said that they were taking a walk every day. Third rule, present perfect is changed into past perfect. Present becomes past and perfect remains as it is, present to past. Example, they said they have taken a walk. Have taken. Perfect means always use has or had or have depending upon the tense. And present, have is present and present perfect. So they have taken a walk. So indirect speech would become they said that they had taken a walk. Had is past perfect. Fourth rule, present perfect continuous tense is changed into past perfect continuous tense. Present becomes past, perfect continuous remains as it is, perfect continuous. So present perfect continuous to past perfect continuous. Whenever you use a combination of perfect continuous, always include the word been. So perfect is has, had, or have, continuous is ing, and then been. So direct speeches, example, they said they have been taking a walk since morning. Have been taking. Perfect, and this is continuous, and this is present perfect continuous. So indirect speech would become they said that they had been taking a walk since morning. This becomes past. Had is past, and been means perfect and continuous. They had been taking a walk since morning. Fifth point, fifth rule, past indefinite is changed into past perfect. They said they took a walk, so this would become past perfect. Had taken, they had taken a walk. They said that they had taken a walk. This is past perfect. Past continuous is changed into past perfect continuous. So they said they were taking a walk. Taking is continuous, were is past. So past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. They had been taking a walk. Perfect plus continuous use the word been. So perfect is had been and continuous taking. So they said they had been taking a walk. 7. In the future tense, no changes are made except shall and will are changed into would. For example, they said inverted commas, they will take a walk, inverted commas close. So indirect speech would be, they said that they would take a walk. Will becomes would. How words are used differently in direct versus indirect speech. Now, these are the words used in direct speech, and these are the words which would be converted into indirect speech. This becomes that, this becomes those, here becomes there, now becomes then, sir or madam becomes respectfully, today becomes that day, yesterday becomes the previous day, tomorrow becomes the next day, tonight becomes that night, and good morning or evening becomes greeted. Now let us understand the, the pronouns, which is necessary for learning direct and indirect speech. This is the subjective case, this is the objective case, and this is the possessive case. Now first person singular is I, first person plural is we, second person singular is you, second person plural is also you, third person singular is he, she, it, third person plural is they. And these are the objective cases, and these are the possessive cases. Now rules for change in pronouns in direct speech or indirect speech. For converting from direct to indirect, the pronouns also change while changing from direct to indirect. Let us understand the four rules for the pronouns. First person pronoun in direct speech. This is the direct speech. He said, I don't want to shock people. Whatever comes in the inverted comma is the direct speech. So the first person pronoun. First person pronoun is what? I and we. First person singular is I. First person plural is we. So first person pronoun, that is I and we, are changed to pronoun of the reporting verb if the pronoun in the reporting verb is the third person pronoun. So if in the reporting speech, this is the reporting speech, third person pronoun is used. Third person pronoun is what? He, she, it, and they. So this I would become he only. Here there is first person pronoun, and here there is third person pronoun. So okay, so within the inverted commas if you find first person pronoun, and outside the inverted commas if you find third person pronoun, this I would, the first person pronoun would be changed to third person pronoun. That is, I would become he. He said that he didn't want to shock people. Okay. They said we will look after them. This is first person pronoun and this is third person pronoun. So this first person pronoun will become third person pronoun. So they said that they would look after lion. So this is first person pronoun, this is third person pronoun. So first person pronoun would become third person pronoun. They said that they would look after them. We would become they and I would become he. This is the first rule. Second rule, first person pronoun in direct speech. Direct speech is whatever you see in the inverted comma. I do my homework. First person pronoun. This is first person pronoun. I, we are first person pronouns. Is not changed if the pronoun of the reporting speech is also first person pronoun. So if there is first person pronoun here also within the inverted commas, and if there is first person pronoun in outside the inverted commas also, so in that case I would remain I as it is. So reporter speech would become I said that I did my homework. I would remain as it is. This is the first person pronoun we, and this is also the first person pronoun we. So we would remain as it is. Reporter speech become we said that we bought our clothes. So this is the first person pronoun. This is the first person pronoun. So there won't be any change in that in the reported speech. This is the first person pronoun. This is the first person pronoun plural. So this there won't be any change in the reported speech. We would remain as it is. Now the third rule says that the second person pronoun in direct speech. Direct speech is whatever you say within the inverted commas. You. Second person pronoun is you. You are cute is changed according to the object of the reporting verb. The reporting verb here is her. So you have to use your common sense here. Reporter, he said to her that she was cute. Her becomes she. You become she. She was cute. Direct speech. He said to me, you are a generous person. He said to me that I was a generous person. You have to use your common sense here. And what is the fourth rule? Third person pronoun in direct speech. Third person pronoun is what? He, she, it, and they. Is not changed in direct speech. Okay. Third person pronoun in direct speech. Whatever you see inside the inverted commas, if there is a third person pronoun in that, that is he, she, it, or they. So it won't be changed in the indirect speech. For example, they said that she did not have the necessary qualification. She would remain as it is. She, because it is the third person pronoun. Direct speech. She said it was raining. This is the third person pronoun. So it would remain as it is. She said that it was raining. So these are the 4 rules for pronouns. Now let us understand how types of sentences are used differently in direct versus indirect speech. First one is the assertive sentence. Assertive sentence is basically a statement. Sentences that make a statement are known as assertive sentences. They may be positive, negative, false, or true statements. For example, direct speech. She says, I am writing a letter to my brother. This is a statement. So indirect speech would become, she says that she she is writing a letter. The first rule. This is first person pronoun. This is third person pronoun. So first person pronoun would change into third person pronoun. She says that she is writing a letter to her brother. Imperative sentences give an order or a direct command. These sentences come in the form of advice, appeal, request, or order. For example, the teacher said to me, shut the door. This is an order, shut the door. So indirect speech would become, the teacher ordered me to shut the door. Some more examples. He said to me, you should work hard to pass the exam. So indirect speech would be, he advised me that I should work hard to pass the exam. He said to me not to smoke. He forbade me to smoke. Forbade means to say no. So indirect speech would become, he forbade me to smoke. Third one is the interrogative sentence. Sentences that ask questions are known as interrogative sentences. Every interrogative sentence ends with a question mark. The reporting verb said. Reporting verb is the verb found before the quotation mark. Is said is changed to asked. If the reported speech has the reported verb at its start, then if is used in place of that. Reported speech means the speech which is there inside the inverted commas. If it has the reported verb, that is the verb is present inside the inverted comma, it comes at the start. Then if is place used instead of that. If the reporting speech has interrogative words like who, when, how, why, then, neither if is used nor any other word is added. You have to use when only, how only, why only, and then only. No other word is used. Reporting speech is a speech found outside the before the quotation mark. A period is placed at the end of the sentence, that is a dot is placed at the end of the sentence instead of a question mark. Examples of interrogative sentence. I said to her, when do you do your homework? So when would remain as it is. No other word would come. I asked her when she did her homework. Direct speech. Example number 2. We said to him, are you ill? See, this is the verb, the reported verb is coming first. So it will replace by if. We said to him if he was ill. Fourth sentence is the exclamatory sentence. So basically it will contain an exclamatory mark. Exclamatory marks are used at the end of the sentence. They express your feelings and emotions. If there is an interjection like alas, hooray in the reported speech is the speech that comes within the quotation mark. Then they are omitted. The interjections like alas, hooray are omitted. And the reporting verb that is said is always replaced with the following phrases: exclaim with joy, exclaim with sorrow, exclaim joyfully, exclaim sorrowfully, exclaim with great wonder or sorrow. Reporting verb is a verb found outside the before the inter, before the inverted commas. Examples of exclamatory sentences. He said, "Hurrah! I have won the match." So hurrah would be ignored. Instead of said would come the phrase exclaimed with great joy. He exclaimed with great joy that he had won the match. Example number 2. She said, "Alas, my brother failed in the exam." So alas would be ignored and said would be replaced by exclaimed with great sorrow. So indirect speech would become she exclaimed with great sorrow that her brother had failed in the test. And the last kind of sentence is the optative sentence. What are optative sentences? They express a hope or a prayer or a wish. Usually there is an exclamatory mark at the end of the sentence. Let us understand with the help of examples. First example is may you get well soon. Second example, would that I were rich. This is a prayer. This is a wish. Second sentence is a wish. First sentence is a prayer. Now, if the reported speech starts with the word may, then the reporting verb said is replaced with the word prayed. Okay, the reported speech is the speech within the inverted commas. It starts with word may, then the verb said is replaced with word prayed. If the reported speech starts with the word would, then the reporting verb said is replaced with word wished. So may, prayed, and would, wished. May is changed to might, and the exclamatory mark is omitted. Let us have a look at some of the examples. In direct speech, he said to me, may you live long. So may is replaced by prayed. He prayed that, and may is replaced with might, and since there is may, we said is replaced by prayed. He prayed that I might live long. Second example, my mother said to me, may you succeed in the test. May is replaced with might, and because there is may, said becomes prayed. My mother prayed that I might succeed in the test. And lastly, the exercise. You have to convert the direct speech from direct speech into indirect speech. First example, Rahul asked me, did you see the cricket match on TV last night? James said to his mother, I am leaving for New York tomorrow. I said to him, why don't you work hard? Fourth one, he said to her, what a hot day. And fifth one, the priest said, be quiet and listen to my words. You can mark the answers in the comment box. I will definitely have a look at them and come back to you. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, from me. It was a long session. I hope you are not bored, and I hope you have understood everything. If you're not understood everything the first time, just go through the videos the next time, more times, for the second time, third time, and I'm sure you'll understand the concept of direct and indirect speech. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, from me. Thanks for your time. Until next time, bye bye.